I just think, they maybe underestimated us a bit, and I mean that's the kind of thing that happens in football, And I think credit our team for coming out the way we did. I think we've been under a lot of pressure out of late, but I think we kept everything tight inside and within the group, and we showed that last night. We played together and we put pressure on them.
Looking back to last night, I woke up this morning, pinched myself, seeing if it was real. The game itself was awesome. It was awesome in the fact that it took everybody to have a really, really big positive effort, which is what we needed on the night, and we got it.
Most games you can look around at each player and say, okay, he had a good game, he didn't have a good game, he had a good game, he had a great game. But I think most guys you look at had very, very good games. And doesn't mean that technically everyone was great with the ball or made the right pass all the time, but from an energy, from a competitive standpoint, that was close to as well as we can play. And like I said, if we play that way, we can compete with the best teams in the world, but that has to be our standard from now on.
If somebody was sliding to block a shot, the next guy was sliding in their position to cover for him. So it was a lot of guys doing their job and helping out with others. But, Timmy made a few good saves, but the forwards were tracking back, kicking people. The midfielders did a great job covering a lot of ground. And, it was a complete performance.
Ever since you're young, you dream of scoring goals in big games against quality opponents, and it was picture perfect for me, man. Great combination, actually. Charlie did well to hold up the ball initially. He gave it to Clint, Clint gave it back, and then he gave it back to him again. It was a great combination by those two, and I saw the space that Charlie left when he checked for the ball, and I ran into it, and Clint played a good ball, and from there it was just me and the keeper.
We knew, like I said, it was going to be a tough game and that we needed to take advantage of our opportunities. When you're playing against tough teams, you don't get that many, and I thought we did a good job of, breaking on the counter and picking and choose when our moments to get forward. And, you need those type of performances if you're going to win in the big games. Landon hit a good ball across. I think it deflected off a PK, and I think Ramos thought he had time that he could take a touch. And as soon as I saw he took a touch, just slid in there and tried to put on goal. And, sometimes it doesn't matter if it's the prettiest goal or not. They all count the same. And happy that I was able to contribute to the win.
Defensive performance was second to none, and that's the only way you beat Spain. That and finishing your chances when you create them, which is what we did. Again, for 30-some-odd games, teams couldn't figure out how to do that. But last night we were compact, we were strong, and we were determined not to let a goal in, and by God, it worked out. There was one or two blocks right out front, whether it was from Ricardo or from Jay. I'm not really sure, but the guys did a great job for me. And I've always said the goalkeeper only goes as far as his back four, and back four was fantastic last night.
From number 1 to number 23 on the team, we've been here together for almost 3 weeks now, working hard in camp, and it was a great it was more of a feeling of accomplishment.
It was a great feeling after, and that's what it takes. It takes a quality effort from a team, a group of individuals. From all of us, from the goalkeeper all the way to the last guy on the bench. It takes everybody to win games like that, and hopefully we can do it again on Sunday.
That morning, I opened up my email, and my dad had sent me an email of the Miracle on Ice team, a picture with them celebrating on the ice. And though they're not completely similar, there was a lot of similarities in the circumstances, I guess. And it just shows you that a lot of things are possible. And sometimes it sounds cheesy, but when you are committed like that as a team and you're together, then you can pull off pretty miraculous things, and we did that.
Beating the number 1 ranked team in the world in a major FIFA competition, in the semis at that, putting us into the final it's pretty unbelievable. But it hasn't really set in yet, to be honest. It's enjoying it still at the moment, and I don't know. I'm kind of speechless on that one.
Playing in a World Cup, playing in the Olympics is special, but as far as this win, I think the magnitude of it is bigger than any other. Beating Mexico in the World Cup was big, but we beat Mexico quite often, so it's not that big of a deal. But to beat the number 1 team in the world, to beat Spain, who everybody, I think, would consider one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the world, in a tournament like this, in this scenario, in the semifinals, massive.
I've been very fortunate to play in some big games, and that's not missed on me by any stretch. And this ranks up there with the best. I've best 1 or 2 games I've ever played in my career, and I'm a firm believer, especially for this team. When we have the ability to play in games like this, and then against Spain, and then to play in the final, no one can ever take those experiences away from you. So when you go forward, you're so much better off for having had those experiences that you can then walk onto the field the next time and say, you know what, I've been here. Yeah, it'll be a tough fight and it'll be a tough game, but I've been here and I understand what this moment means.